All right, my man. The Shay Maitland. How do you? Is that, how you pronounce your name? Finally, you know that Aiko and myself have been asking ourselves, how do you pronounce this guy's name?
It's French.
You know, that's why I call you D.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Welcome to the Nightlife Podcast. For those of you that don't know, this is first episode of season 2. We changed a little bit, so we're not going to be called the Nightlife Entrepreneurs podcast anymore. It's going to be the Nightlife Podcast. And I'm still trying to figure out what our handles are and what everything is going to be. But for now, you can still find us at the same place. Stay on Spotify, on iTunes, on Podomatic, on YouTube, on Facebook, on all those places. But you'll see at the end of the show, or maybe right here in the middle, we'll show you our new logo, our new look, and all that stuff.
Perfect.
We're just changing a little bit. So first of all, welcome to Miami, bro. Welcome to Miami.
Thanks for having me.
This guy here, Shay, came from Toronto. Actually, you went to Cuba.
Yeah.
First. How was that?
It was really good. Yeah. The weather is beautiful. It's really hot. I was sweating like crazy, walking everywhere. The girls were crazy. The beach were beautiful. I had a really good time.
Yeah, I mean that Toronto weather is
it's getting cold now, right?
Already, bro. Like,
I'm wearing my jacket. I wear my jacket at the airport from Toronto to Cuba.
Right.
As soon as I got to Cuba, I had to take my jacket off.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really hot.
Yeah, it's a little crazy. I spent Christmas in Quebec last year.
Oh, okay.
Very chilly.
Yeah,
very chilly. So did you get to check out any of the nightlife in Cuba?
I checked out one club. I forgot how to pronounce it because it's in Spanish.
Okay.
It was very different. It was like a hookah lounge / nightclub. So there is a booth with hookah and bottles, which is what we did, which is pretty fun.
And
we don't have that in
over
Toronto.
there is slash something else also.
Yeah.
A little more, I don't know. It's a little crazier.
Yeah.
Besides the hookah and the drinking, I don't know.
Yeah.
The nightlife. I haven't had the pleasure of being there, but I'd love to be very soon. So you arrived last night. Today, for you guys that don't know, we record this usually on Tuesdays. Today's Tuesday here in Miami. So Monday and Tuesday nights is what you're gonna be here in Miami.
Yeah.
You know, so not really that many places where you can party in Miami on these 2 days.
Okay.
You know, we are not Vegas or New York where it's every day.
Yeah.
But I mean, we do have some things, but it's not like everybo's open every day.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, Miami, Thursday night through Sunday night.
Yeah.
You know, that I would not compare to any other city in the world, honestly.
Well, I'm definitely gonna come back for sure.
No, you have to. So, all right. So, tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do in Toronto?
Okay, so basically, I'm just gonna get started of how I became a nightclub promoter.
All right. So you're a nightclub promoter.
So why I actually started. So I used to go to clubs like just a regular person.
Okay.
I love to party. I just love the music, the girls, the women, just the nightlife experience. So what happened was I used to wait in long lineups. Right. The lineups are very long. I was about 15 at the time, going into high school.
All right, so you were 15 years old going to the clubs?
Yeah, but it was all ages though.
Okay, there you go.
All ages in clubs. Okay, so it wasn't no drinking or anything.
Okay.
People used to just pre-drink and then show up to the club and then just dance and party. So there was no alcohol or anything.
Okay.
But the lineups were crazy. It was really busy. It was at a club in my city, which is Mississauga. It's close to Toronto. It was called Body English. And when I used to wait in long lineups, I used to see people skip the lineup.
Okay.
And I said, wow, like, who are these people, right? Right. And then I used to see them not pay covers. So I said, wow, like, this is best of both worlds, right?
Right.
And then here I am on the dance floor, crowded, I can't move, jam-packed. And then I see them in VIP, hot girls, chilling with the DJ, getting shout-outs, all that stuff. And I said, wow, like, I want to be like these guys.
I like that.
And my friend said, then why don't you just be a promoter? Because I didn't even know what a promoter was at the time. So then he introduced me to the biggest promoter in the city. His name is Vitaly Semerenko. He was like the real deal. It was his party, not the club's.
Russian name?
I believe so. Yeah. I believe so, yeah. He's not in it anymore, but he basically mentored me, coached me, taught me A to Z marketing. And from there, it grew to what it is now, 8 years later. So
Your company's name is Dynasty.
Dynasty Events, yeah.
You have a couple partners there?
I have one partner, yeah.
Okay.
Back in Toronto.
And when did you guys start?
So when he became a partner, that's when the business took off, because we took it more serious.
Right.
And we hired like a bunch of young guys under us.
Right.
And we have a couple like girls too.
Right.
That promote it. When we get back to Toronto, I'm actually gonna start a division that's gonna be called like Dynasty Girls, and just have like all girl promoters, like
awesome.
Like empowering girls to become promoters too, because it's very dominated by males.
Right.
And I believe there's some girls that could do a lot of damage in the scene. So
yeah,
that's something that we're gonna open up when we get there.
For sure. So same way you have your partners over there, I have my partners in the nightlife in my business. I also have my co-host here for the show, Aiko, who is very sorry and sad to not have been here. He's in Peru, so shout outs to Aiko. But basically, he wanted to send you, he wanted just to send his thoughts to you.
Hey, and I want to give a shout out to my boy Julio Mario at Nightlife Podcast. Hey, Deshay, sorry I couldn't be there for the interview, but you're in good hands right there with my boy Julio Mario. Big shout outs from here, from Machu Picchu. Show him a little bit of a vibe.
So that was Aiko for you. Thank you, Aiko, by the way. I want to be over there. He's probably drinking some Cusqueñas right now.
Lucky guy.
Yeah, man. I have to do with my Zacapa today, by the way.
Cheers. I don't think we
by
cheers
the way,
yet.
that's some Tito's vodka.
Okay.
I got you there.
It
I
tastes
don't know
really
if you
good.
guys drink it over there, but
I don't think so.
we
No.
drink that over here a lot. A little more than Grey Goose, actually.
Oh, really? Eh?
Yeah.
We're Grey Goose and Ciroc fanatics in Toronto.
Grey Goose is all over the world.
Yeah.
Miami's kind of on a trend to try to stay away from the big brands and get a little more the local stuff and the smaller brands and all that kind of stuff. So I wanted to ask you a question. When did you start using the term Nightlife Entrepreneur? So I did see it on your social media.
Yeah, I started using that term, Nightlife Entrepreneur, after I read your book that you written.
Okay.
After I read that book, it kind of helped me to know that I could actually take this thing serious.
Right.
And that there is a future in it. Because before, like, people think you're just a promoter. It's not like a real job.
Yeah, it's a hobby, a part-time thing.
Yeah, but it's actually full-time for me, thank God.
Right.
I get to wake up whenever I want.
Yes.
Which is very good, because I'm partying every night. People think it's easy. It's really not. It's actually difficult, because you're like a zombie during the day, but at night you're like a bat, you know?
Completely.
Yeah, you're full of energy and everything.
Completely.
My family think I'm crazy. They're like, during the day I'm just like tired,
exactly.
miserable. But
my wife didn't understand it when we started, together. The fact that at 3 a.m, I was like, all right, good night. I'm gonna go get to work. I'm, just not even, like on a Monday and a Tuesday, just basically start thinking of ideas and creating something new.
Because at one point in the summer, I was doing about 4 parties a week.
Right.
Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So it's kind of tough to like wake up on certain times and like chill with my friends during the day. Everything was just at night at one point.
D and I are meeting for the first time today.
First
actually,
time.
He reached out to me on Instagram.
Yeah.
I believe it was after you read the book, and we've started chatting back and forth and whatnot. And as a matter of fact, when the course comes out very soon, we're planning on maybe doing some collaboration there and you helping bring that over there and to Canada.
Yeah, I definitely want my team to. First of all, when I get back to Toronto, I'm gonna get a book and bring it for my team to read, because I think it would help them improve their skills. There's so much training you can do, but if you read a book on your own, it'll help you so much. And then when the course comes out, I'm definitely gonna take that myself.
For sure. So let me ask you a question. You mentioned you had 4 nights.
4 nights
over there. So for us here in the U.S. and cities like Miami, we think of Canada and we don't think crazy nightlife.
Oh, it's crazy.
Not too long ago, I saw Dave Grutman from Live partying in Canada, and he was shocked to find what he found. So that's something that amazed me, actually. And now you saying 4 clubs in Toronto, or having 4 different nights in different venues, which I've seen all your posts and all the bottles and all all that jazz. So how is the nightlife in Toronto in general?
So Toronto's very multicultural. So a lot of different ethnicities come, which is great. Everyone gets along perfectly fine. Music is great. Drake, great music. A lot of artists in Toronto are coming out with good sound. So we're listening to good music from the DJs from that side. There's a lot of things to go on Monday all the way to Sunday. So Monday, Tuesday, all the way to Sunday. We have a big club called Rebel Nightclub. It's the biggest club in Canada. It's open on Saturdays, and then Fridays is private parties. So it's doing well there. And then for me, I'm on King Street where all the clubs are. So when I started in the industry, there's a lot of areas in the city where there's a lot of nightclubs. But now it's more saturated in one part called King Street. And that's where all the clubs are there now. Yeah, so it's kind of like here you have South Beach, you have Brickell, which is where we are at now. By the way, thank you to Prime Cigar here in Brickell. You guys got to come out, check out this location. A lot of people have no idea that this is here. It's beautiful,
a beautiful place. But you have South Beach, you have Brickell, we have the Wynwood area. That's pretty much where most of the partying goes on here in Miami.
Okay.
You started at what age?
At 15.
15?
Yeah.
And you are what, 23 now?
23 now, yeah.
Okay. Good. At 15?
Yeah.
I mean, I thought I started early. I started at 17, 18.
Okay.
Definitely also with the old ages. And I mean, I can't say that there was no illegal drinking, but...
I forgot to say one thing. I actually threw a few high school parties. In the mix of things, I used to charge people to get in the high school parties, like at a house, and then charge for drinks too. So that was a fun thing. But it used to get shut down so much because there's too many people. Like it was crazy.
I mean, I mentioned in the book that we did the house parties and we would shut them down ourselves. That was how we.
It was in the book. Yeah, I read that. I mean, and that's how you got your money early, right?
Exactly. Not only that, it was a way of. We overpromised a little bit. We would say, "Oh, we got 10 kegs of beer." We really had 2.
Wow.
So it was like, okay, we're running out of beer.
Yeah.
We gotta have the police show up.
Yeah, before everyone says, what's going on here? Where's my 8 other kegs?
That's what I called entrepreneurship back in the day.
Yeah, that's
I
true entrepreneurship.
don't encourage anybody to do that nowadays. So
yeah.
All right, so one of the changes that we're gonna be doing in season 2 is that the episodes are not going to be as long. We were doing hour-long episodes. So we're not going to go as long. We're going to have shorter episodes, but we're going to talk about specific ideas, facts, whatever. In today's episode, being the first episode of season 2, and being the fact that you are a nightclub promoter as myself, I wanted to talk about the top 5 reasons why someone should consider becoming a nightclub promoter. So, I don't know if I catch you off guard or not, but the idea is for you to tell me what are the top 5 reasons besides to get to wear the shoes that you wear, because that's another thing I see.
Yeah, I love the clothes, I love the shoes. It's a lifestyle, right?
Guys, you gotta go follow this guy on Instagram and see what all his shoes. That's if you see his shoes, you know this guy's doing good.
Yeah, I'm getting a new car when I get back, hopefully. Yeah. So I want to start out with the first reason why I think people should be a promoter is because it's like being your own boss. It's like literally being an entrepreneur. It's like being a CEO of a company. You run the operations. You do what you want to do. You get to hire who you want to hire. So you get to work with the people you want to work with. Instead of like a job, you're clocking in. You don't have to clock in. So you get to work when you want to work. Secondly, I would say schedule.
Which, by the way, working whenever you want doesn't mean not working.
Yeah.
A lot of people think it's so easy. No, if you don't put in the work, you don't get.
Yeah. So the more work you put in, the better the reaping the rewards.
For sure.
So the second thing is you get to choose when you work. So you pick the nights. So like it's like a good schedule. So for example, I want to work Friday, Saturday, and then Monday to Thursday I can rest. That's great. Like 9 to 5 is Monday to Friday. Sometimes 10 hours a day, which is kind of brutal.
What do you usually do on the off days when you're working?
I usually just prospect. So I go on Instagram, I go on Facebook, I go on LinkedIn. I try to meet new clubbers. I go out, take out my clients sometimes for a drink and talk.
So,
you know?
so a tip for those nightclub promoters. I mean, promotion should never stop.
Yeah, you're always working. You're always by your phone, texting, making
Exactly.
sure everyone's that everyone's okay, everyone's safe, checking up on people.
Right. Just don't become annoying.
Yeah, just don't become annoying. Yeah, don't send out blasts. I remember my friend.
Right.
He taught me how to send a WhatsApp blast, and that was when I was a kind of rookie promoter, and I kept sending out blasts.
Right.
And then he told me, no, don't do that,
Yeah,
because you're just gonna kill like everybody. That you're gonna turn them off, right?
Right. Yeah, I don't think anything hurts more than getting a message from a friend saying, "Hey, delete me from that." You know,
Yeah.
whatever.
Someone,
it is that
I
you're
remember I used to just send. I used to tag people in flyers. Some girl said, "Never tag me again."
Oh.
Yeah, that's the worst.
doing. It's painful. Painful.
Yeah. So
Okay,
that
so that's
hurt.
2 reasons.
Yeah. Third, I would say status. You're like a local celebrity. Everyone thinks you're like a great role model.
Right.
Because of the role you play, being a promoter,
Right.
being able to like let people get rid of their stress and have a good time and create memories.
Right.
So that's a great one. Being able to make unlimited earning potential. So it's you can get commission, you can also get salary.
Right.
So you're not getting just a fixed rate. You can get as much as you want depending on how much work you put in. So the money is great too, and it's mostly cash, sometimes check.
Right.
So that's a good thing too.
Right. And by the way, if you do get paid cash, just don't make it disappear. I mean, a lot of people think, oh, I'm getting cash, so I'm not going to report this, and I'm going to do that, whatever. You know, try to do things right. In the end, you're going to think about, go think about it in a few years.
That's true.
Why did I not report this?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how taxes are over there, but here in the U.S.
Canada taxes is serious, man.
Oh, yeah. I
It's
mean,
serious.
because over there, there's a lot of help, too. I mean,
because we got healthcare and stuff, right?
Right.
So,
okay, so I actually did cheat a little, and I wrote mine down, my top 5 reasons, and some of mine are pretty much the same as yours, which is tells you a good thing about that we're on the same page, and probably most promoters that take this seriously, because there's people that do this part-time. They do this
I was
as
one
a
of
hobby.
I was one of those persons
At the beginning.
Yeah, at the beginning.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't making much, so I was working and then doing that.
Right.
Until I was actually going to leave the scene, because I thought, why am I doing this? It's wasting my time.
Right.
Until a gentleman, I want to give him a shout out. His name is Feta. He's an older promoter that has been in the scene for 10 years.
Right.
He does well for himself. He got me back into it.
Mentors are always a good thing.
Yeah,
for sure.
He's my coach and my mentor. Like, I go to him for advice. He helps me set up the perfect deals. I ask him questions. He gives me the great answers.
Right.
So if it wasn't for him, my business wouldn't have taken off the way it has in the year. So
how did you go from meeting him to actually asking him for help?
I actually started working with him.
Okay.
Started doing parties with him. So what he did was, I used to do 2 nights with him, and one night he opened a club. So the Friday night he had to leave where I was with him, and he did it at his club.
Okay.
And so he told me to stay there, the club that he was at previously. Then it became my night. So it all worked. It all worked out perfectly.
Right, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, it would be a lot easier if a lot of the new promoters would actually listen to the guys with the experience.
Yeah, you have to be coachable. For
and
sure.
if the guys with the experience wouldn't mind sharing a little more. A lot of in this business, it is kind of like that. Like they just don't want to share the secrets or what they think are secrets. In the end, everybody can do it.
Yeah, because it's gonna benefit the industry.
Yes,
it'll help. It'll help it.
That is
sure.
one of the big things for us doing this whole thing is that make sure that it doesn't die. I mean, technology, we talk about it a lot, has made things change.
A lot, big time.
I'm sure we'll talk about in a lot of our episodes.
No more flyers getting handed out anymore.
Right.
Everything is on Instagram.
Yeah. People forgot about the offline promotion,
which is face to face
on social.
It's a lot more powerful
online.
too.
Yes.
Face to face, right?
Yeah.
No one's not gonna say anything.
Bro, after you talk to somebody in person, it's a lot super difficult for them to say no, I'm not going.
For sure.
Like they feel so like, all right, I'll be there.
And one other thing too, some promoters get lazy and they forget to call people and actually invite instead of just sending out a blast to 1,000 people and hoping to get a stick, right?
Right.
So I love to call people and say, hey, like I'm here tonight, you should come by with some people and I'll take care of you. That usually helps a lot too.
It's very difficult to hear a 23-year-old talking about making a phone call. nowadays it's text. You know, the importance of a phone call or actually going to visit somebody. I remember back in the day we would go to every single mall, store by store. We knew everybody that worked in the store. We would talk to everybody. We would meet people walking down the street, just whatever, and just talk to people. It doesn't matter. Like,
it's very
what are you
effective.
afraid of? It's
very effective.
It is. So my top 5 reasons why I believe you should become a nightclub promoter are: number 1, work-life balance. So yes, it is that factor of having that freedom, you know, having a lot more time for doing what you love, what you like, or whatever, you know, choosing when to work, when not to work, all that kind of thing. It definitely lowers your stress level, this kind of lifestyle. It is a different kind of lifestyle. It changes your
big time.
lifestyle. So work-life balance is a big thing, for sure. Which is something important to a lot of the new generation also. But a lot of people try to find that in an online business. This doesn't need to be an online business, and I think that is a positive.
But in Vegas, it is a little bit online.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because when I went there, everything was online. Like,
over there, yes, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. Like, you don't find the people that are actually talking. Like,
it's just through WhatsApp.
Unless you have those street teams that are giving out wristbands. That's the one thing. So that's one thing. Then improving your offline skills.
Yeah,
meaning,
that's huge.
You know, your social skills. You are forced to meeting more people.
Yeah, you're forced. Like, I'm a shy person.
I was when I started in this thing. I mean, I'm not extrovert.
Yeah.
I'm actually an introvert, and when you are an introvert, you're actually better on one-on-one conversations, and this is really when you get more promotion done. When you can be good at talking on a mic and singing in front of a crowd and all those things, but that doesn't mean that you're actually good with inviting to a party. So that extroverted guy that doesn't mind being on top of the stage and singing and dancing and all those things might not feel comfortable coming to one person, having this one-on-one conversation about come to my event, come to my business, and all those things. So yeah, improving those offline skills is one of those things. So anybody who feels that they're introverted, shy, don't stay away from this.
Yeah,
this
don't
is a
stay away
good thing.
from it. It's gonna help. It helped me a lot because at first, like, I was scared to talk to people. Yeah. But it helped me, like, to be able to go up to you and say hi.
Right.
And now I'm not scared to talk to people or like to even do this interview. Like before, I'd be like, interview? No, I'm scared to talk.
You have no idea how many people tell me, like, oh no way, you got cameras. I'm like, bro, it's a teddy bear that we talk to. Don't worry about it.
It's the elephant in the room, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And you gotta just forget that it's there. At some point, you will. You know?
Yeah, I have.
So, the income part you mentioned earlier, it can be a great income.
Yeah.
Or additional income if you decide to not do it
full time.
Yeah. So if you want to do it part time, it's good. If you want to do it full time,
you have to take it very serious.
I've been doing this for 25 years. This is the only thing I've ever really done. You know, I mean, I had other jobs at the beginning. But this is the one thing that I've done.
Here's the thing too. Once you do it full time, it's gonna be so hard to actually get a job.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be really hard. Trust me. And every promoter can agree to this who does it full time, because I've made decisions if I should get a job, and I said never in my life.
Nightlife in general. Yeah. To some people, it's easy money. To some people, you know, so it's super hard. For example, I talked to a bartender who makes $1,000 a night. Yeah. And they're like, how do I get a 9 to 5 when I'm gonna make those $1,000 in a week? If so. Yeah. And when I'm making that in a night, I work 3 nights. I'm making $3,000. Yeah. I'm saving. Yeah. You know, like whatever. Like, who cares what people think? You know
also, my friend said, because when I wanted to get back into it full time. Yeah. When I wanted to leave, and before I got into it full time, he said, like, look at the positive gains of, like, being able to, like, bring out people and obviously get income for that instead of, like, working hard, doing labor, stuff like that.
100%.
Yeah.
You're enjoying what you're doing.
Yeah, because, like, even my mom agrees with this. Yeah? And she's a teacher, so imagine that. The great thing is I'm going to school and I'm balancing it as well. Right. I'm going to school for event management, so it's kind of the same thing. Yeah. The only difference is...
It's going to help you.
Yeah, it's going to help me. So the reason I'm going to school is because I want to learn more about corporate. Right. So I can incorporate that into the nightlife. Right. Yeah. Right.
So. Which goes hand in hand. Some people go from here to concert promotions. Some people go to ownership, as we have.
Yeah.
And we've done both of those. We also have an event planning company. So so we ventured into different areas of the business for sure. And I don't see why anybody else couldn't do the same thing.
Yeah.
You know. Then there's the fact that there's no prerequisites to do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no background check, so that means that anybody who's
literally
done anything,
anybody. Yeah. Literally anybody.
You know, their previous lives or whatnot, it doesn't matter.
And most people that start off, they usually start off just handing flyers.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on where. Over here, I saw somebody start a street team and build a street team of 100 people and go from there to having some of the biggest nights on South Beach to owning his own venue in Las Vegas. So it is possible. It is possible. It's just work. It doesn't, you know, the more days you take off, the less you're gonna be successful.
Yeah,
you know, that's the main thing. So, like I said, no prerequisites, meaning, you know, background and studies. That doesn't mean that you need to have a certain level of education or whatnot. You know, the better educator you are, the better possibilities are, you know, that you're going to get a better location to work at and people are going to listen to you more and all that. But it's not a requisite to get into this. And then there's that, something you also mentioned, which is that satisfaction. This is my main reason why, which is the satisfaction of creating unforgettable memories.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what I mean?
huge.
Like, some of them are forgettable because there's a lot of these, you know, a lot of booze involved. But you have no idea how many people I've introduced at our parties that have gone married.
Wow.
How many people I've introduced that have gotten other people divorced. And I mean, just so many different things that we've seen over the years. But the main thing is that people are always telling us, oh my God, the best times of my life I had at a certain club. Or, you know, so there's a lot of positive in this.
100%, yeah.
All right, so I think that does it for today, man. In time, that's how fast they're gonna be from us. Wasn't that easy?
Yeah, that's pretty easy.
That was super fast.
Yeah, that's
wasn't
super
it?
fast. Yeah.
So I wanted to make sure we thanked Prime Cigar today, the location where we're at. Say hello to Aiko over there, probably drinking his Cusqueña all the way in Cusco.
Cheers.
And guys, just remember, follow this guy on his Instagram. What's your Instagram?
It's at Deshay Maitland.
Okay.
And my business Instagram is at Dynasty Affair.
All right, we'll spell them down here. And you find me at the Nightlife Entrepreneur on Instagram, at LMG Miami. You find Aiko at Aiko Taps Beer and at Doral Food and Wine Festival. And our show, you find it on our website, www.nightlife.entrepreneurs.com/podcast, and iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, you name it. See you next week.
All right. Perfect.
Good.